So here I am preparing Spanish omelette, potato omelette. So I've got some large potatoes. This one's small, so they were like bigger than the onions, and similar quantity of onion and potato. Maybe a little bit more potato. So we slice them into dices like this one, small ones. We're gonna fry them in olive oil, and we just have to cook them. Well, we don't want to fry them. We just want them made, but not really fried. So we have to be careful with the heat. First thing we cook is a potato in a pan. I'm gonna do it outside because I got a cooker outside, so I can do it outside, no smells. And then I will go for the onions, and I will do the same thing. And then when they are both ready, I will mix them up. So I am starting a fire. And this is a potato. And there it covers the pan, and it seems after that, when I mix it with the onion, it won't fit, it will be too much. That won't happen, and it will be more or less the same quantity that we have here when it's all mixed. Okay, now that we have fire, we place it in here, half a liter of oil more or less. You see, it is here. This is olive oil. I have probably exceeded the capacity of the pan. Never mind. I will be able to stir it, and in the end, if I have too much, what I will do is, yes, at the end I will cook 2 parts, and that will be okay. I think it will be okay. I think it will fit. And this is the onions. These are the onions. So you can see the quantity is slightly similar to the one of the potatoes. I slice them, you see, and it's a large quantity, but after we fry it, it's going to lose all this water, and the quantity will be reduced, like a lot, and we will have, well, a less impact in the final mix, just the flavor. Don't forget your goggles to do this thing. And from time to time, we have to stir it to make sure that every potato is well cooked. And then from the bottom, same thing, carefully. You see that the quantity now has decreased because the water is now going. So I think we are going to end up with a nice quantity. See, the boiling is okay, it's not too strong, so they are not going to fry. If you wonder if we will add salt or anything like that, it will be at the end, in the egg, not in here. This is just the potatoes and the oil. What I do is add some salt, some sugar later to the onion. I like it, I like that touch. And once we have this, the onion, you can also add other things. So you can also fry for example, green peppers, red peppers, chorizo. You can also add, like, you name it, lots of things that you find okay and that you like it. So it will change, and you have plenty of different omelettes. One of the easiest ways to spoil an omelette is by undercooking the potatoes. That has no solution. So when I thought they were done, I waited for 10 more minutes. They must be soft, okay? And if you squeeze them, they are easily broken. And now that they are done, we are straining them, and we are gonna leave them strained here for a while because we don't want them oily at all. So they are going to be here for some minutes, but we are going to use the same oil for the onion. Okay, so we drain it. I'm gonna let it drain in here for some time, and I'm putting some oil. Well, first of all, we have the onion. Okay, now we are adding some of the oil. That will do. Of course, when it is cooked, we will strain this as well. And in a while, when they have lost some water, we will add the sugar. So we keep stirring. We are going to add sugar in no time. I never mix them, I always prepare them separately. First the potato and then the onion. There are people who put it all together, but I don't like it, as one of them might over or undercook. Some sugar. There's this debate in Spain about if Spanish omelette takes or takes no onion. So normally when you go to a bar, you have both types, and you can choose your poison. You can clearly see which one I like. I think this sugary touch is like 3 teaspoons more or less for this large quantity of onion. It gives it a nice flavor and it's smooth. So I like this way. You can try it without, of course, with no sugar at all. And in the meantime, I'm going to prepare the eggs, because this is not draining anymore. So I'm going to prepare, I think we will need some 7 or 8 eggs for this quantity. It also depends on how yolky you like, how rare or cooked you like. I like it really, we all like it very rare, so we will use a lot of egg. So these are the eggs on the way, and in here we're going to add the salt we need, which is going to be a lot, because we haven't added any salt to the onion or the potatoes. It's going to be like a lot. You have to taste it. It has to be salty, but not like crazy. but you're gonna have to taste it. And this is more, I mean, for me, one of the most unpleasant parts. Okay, so now we have here this very salty egg, and we are going to add yes. I need both hands, as you can see. Now it's inside, so we soak it carefully. Everything has to be soaked. You mix it carefully. We still have to add the onions. They're almost done. Yeah, almost perfect. Again, cook, but not fried. And this cooker is very hard to control because I can just open and close the door for more air to enter. So it's hard to control.
In the hole.
Yes. But this is working fine. It's almost done. 3 or 4 minutes and we will add it. Okay, so I feel it's done. It's well cooked. It's tender. You see it. And then I'm gonna strain the oil. We don't want it oily, so put it here. And once we have, you can see it, it's dripping oil. Once we have finished, we mix it with the potato and the egg. And now comes moment please. I have run out of space, I cannot steer it properly, so I am moving it to a bigger one, a bigger bowl. So now we move it all, we mix it, so everything is done perfect here. You see that there are no chunks of onion in one, so we have to keep stirring until everything is fine. Now, one of the things you have to take care of is the heat at the end. So it depends on how rare you want it. So if you want it really well done, what you have to do is a not very intense fire, and it will take a long time, but it will cook inside and outside. Of course, if it is too warm, it will burn outside. So I'm gonna put it into I'm gonna pour it into the pan, which is gonna be very, very hot in my case, because I want it rare in the middle. The special pans I have for, I don't like to, I am not able to flip them, so what I have is 2 pans that work together. You can see they have oil at the bottom of it, but it's not oily. It hasn't got a big quantity, just the surface for the omelette not to stick. Here we are waiting for it to you see it fit perfect, because the one I have maybe it's a little bit deeper. And once I can see bubbles, small bubbles, not the oil, not the little oil it has, but bubbles in the egg. Very little, because I like it really rare. And this fire, you see, In that moment, in the moment I see the bubbles, I will place the other part, and then I will turn it like this. You see. If you don't have this, of course, you have to use a plate. You have to use a lid, like this one, for example. But it's harder. This is really comfortable, but I know you will have problems. Maybe you can adapt to one yourself. Okay. This thing has to be done the way I like it. So I'm going to turn it. A lot of sugar, a lot of oil. So I'm going to save it for another one, probably with pepper. I got some peppers in the kitchen, so I will use them tomorrow for another one. And this one is going to be excellent for the task. Okay, so I suppose this is done, and now I have to put it in the tray, in this plate. And there is no secret, so I'm going to place it, I'm going to flip it, and I will show you. Okay, it's on the dish, so this is what we have. You can see it's thick. And it looks fine. Knife. Okay, we're gonna open. We have a pincho, and you can perfectly see inside is rare, the way we like it in here. So if you want to do it different, you just have to use less heat and make it last longer. Being careful not burning it outside. This looks yummy. Does it look yummy, boys?
Yes.
Okay.